So you can tune in to 810 News Media Group. 810 News Media Group. And you can listen to 810 News Media Group. And we're waiting for the radio station, WFLT, to bring us in. And when they bring us in, we're going to talk about things that are relevant. I know I'm going to tell my Facebook friends, quit stumbling over yesterday.
Yeah.
Quit stumbling over yesterday. Nothing you can do about yesterday. But you got to reach forward. Let's go forward. Let's make things better. Let's make our lives better. The lives of individuals better. So I want you to share and I want you to like. All right. Look like we're on the air. Well, good morning, WFLT. God bless you and thank you for tuning in to the Truth Shall Make You Free broadcast. And I'm your host, Deacon A.C. Dumas. Along with me, I have Sister Winters Hall. She'll be my guest host on the day. But before we get started, let's bow our head in a word of prayer. Our Father and our God, we do thank you for this new day that you have made. You have commanded that we rejoice and be glad in it. So we thank you for the day. We thank you for another show, another opportunity to spread the truth. And Lord, let us adhere to what you said, that ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Thank God. Amen and amen. Amen. Good morning, Sister Winters Hall. How are you?
Good morning, Deacon. I'm doing good this morning. It's a nice sunny day out.
Oh, it is the day that the Lord had made.
Oh, let us be glad and rejoice in it.
That's it. That's Amen. You in the Word this morning.
I know the Word. I got to get in the
All
Word.
right, all right. Listen, we want to thank Mickey Jordan and 810 News Media Group. You can follow him on 810 News Media Group. And if you want his services, his paid services, go to 810 News Media Group at gmail.com. 810 News Media Group at gmail.com. And, Sister Winters, this morning, when I was preparing to come to the show, the Lord, he gets me up kind of early, and I try to commune with him before I commune with anybody.
Yes, sir.
And he reminded me that Israel wanted a king.
Yes, sir.
They weren't pleased and they didn't like the way the Lord was leading them.
Yes, sir.
So they told God that we want a king just like all the other nations.
Right, right.
And you know what? The scripture said, and the Lord gave them the desires of their heart.
Yes, he did. Yes,
but he sent leanness to their souls.
Yeah.
See, we weren't satisfied with Weaver.
Yeah, we weren't.
Folk wanted another mayor.
Yes, we did.
And you know what? He gave them the desires of their heart.
He sure did.
Now look where Flint is today.
Yeah, I messed up on that.
Not only you, but a whole bunch of folk messed up.
Yeah.
They wasn't, you know what? And I say this because when Weaver ran, she had very little money. She ran against Wallen. He had all the big folk and all the money. But one thing, when God is in it,
yes,
he is more than enough.
Right.
And no weapon that is formed against his people shall prosper.
Right.
Didn't say it wasn't going to be formed.
That's right.
You know, when we was coming over here at Facebook and radio audience, they had the street blocked off.
They sure did.
Why is Court Street blocked off? Back to the bricks don't come down Court Street.
No way. No.
Well, Weaver's headquarters at 810 East Court Street. But that's another day, another subject.
Yeah. We
just want to get into our program, our show today. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Former Flint police officer Javon Miller, 21 years old, who is black, was fired for domestic assault. Flint City Attorney Bill Kim, who is the city attorney, authorized a warrant for domestic assault against Miller.
Wow.
He was arrested.
Yep, I heard that.
He was arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And listen what the chief of the police department said.
Terrence Green.
Yeah, listen what he said.
Okay.
Our agency will continue to demand the highest level of professionalism from those in the ranks that have sworn to protect the public. And, now, guess what? The charges were dropped.
Oh.
Oh, you know that?
He was vindicated.
Yeah, they dropped the charges. It's a song that said, Jesus dropped the charges. Listen, they dropped the charges that was filed against him. It was dismissed, and guess what? He's still out of a job.
Right, yeah.
He was placed on a leave without pay, pending the results of the investigation.
He didn't get paid leave, that's duty?
No. That's the other folk. We're gonna go there.
Okay.
And reviewed of the complaint by the city attorney office. The department immediately fired him and placed him under arrest. Now, meanwhile, you remember the 2 white firefighters?
Yes, sir.
Who issued an all clear during a house fire on May the 28th,
yes,
on West 637 West Pulaski Street, where they never searched a room where 2 black babies were in, and subsequently they died from smoke inhalation.
Now, call you Pastor Deacon Dumas. I want to pause right there because you've been around the community way longer than I have. And I have a question because now I'm hearing that when it's a fire, they send out 2 trucks. And the first trucks, they just look at the outside of the location. And then the second trucks are the ones that come in and search.
Right. And you were told absolute right. The reason I know you're right because I talked with a couple retired Flint Fire Department personnel. They retired.
Okay.
And even the chief's report, and I'm waiting for a Chief Ray Barton's report I've already for you, it's damning to what he said. He recommended that those 2 white firefighters be fired. But listen, the black police officer was fired and wasn't put on paid leave and lost his job. The 2 white firefighters, they were not charged.
Nope.
One resigned and he's looking for a job in other municipalities, and the other was put on a 2-week suspension. And, I just want the people to know about that, what's happening. We've got an important mayor race coming up.
Yes, we do.
And I'm going to say this. Everybody know I'm supporting Karen Weaver. Again. You got 2 blacks. Well, you got 1 black and 1 so-called black that's running for mayor.
Yes, sir.
And, I look at the other person that's running for mayor as Clarence Thomas that's running for mayor.
That's a good one. I think so. He just a figure.
I mean, I look at him as Clarence Thomas.
Right.
Clarence Thomas is black on the outside, but he cares. Look at his rulings.
Yeah.
He cares nothing about the black community.
No. If you look at the $8.1 million that they took from y'all taxpayer money, the ARPA funds, to put on Miller Road, but they wouldn't give you $600,000 for a grocery store in the North End.
Absolutely. They talking about, they got back to the bricks downtown. It's going to be a new look next year.
Where's it going to be, in Grand Blanc?
No, it's going to be downtown, but they're going to replace the bricks.
Well, how's it going to be back to the bricks?
Well, what do they call it? Ain't that back to the bricks? What they have downtown
but it's
now?
on the bricks, though. But if they didn't,
I don't know. Listen. You have to ask the wisdom.
Okay.
Maybe they're gonna have some fake bricks. I don't know. We'll find out.
Mayor Weaver getting.
Yes, right. But they won't replace the bricks in the hood, in the neighborhood.
Oh no.
The rocks.
The sidewalk.
The sidewalks.
Yep.
That we pay our tax dollars money for.
Street lights.
So, don't talk about street lights.
Okay, I'm not, because
none of that.
That's heavy for you.
That's too heavy for me. Yeah. So I just wanted to say that. Now I'm gonna let you talk about the boil water advisory that happened last week that nobody in Flint knew about, except I learned about it on Facebook from a 6th Ward council person, Tanya Burns. Yep. It started before about 8 o'clock.
Well, actually, the water main started about 5 something in the morning.
Wow,
I don't have the actual numbers. The main broke when they noticed it. Now, we don't know the actual time that it was broken, but when they discovered it, it was about 5:30 in the morning, because you got to realize it got to take time for people to get there after they was notified of the break, and then they got to find the break, then they got to assess it, and it was so big that they had a helicopter flying around it. It looked like a lake. If you were standing down there, it would probably be as big as this whole office. They said it was 10 feet deep. It was huge. And so what happened, as I was watching your show last week, I was scrolling and I was into the Macomb County Community Residence page, and they said boil water advisory, and they started listing all these counties: City of Flint, Flint Township, and I looked back, I couldn't find anything. And so then I went to Detroit, because Detroit News had reported it early that morning for their residents. Stuff scrolling across the screen. So then I put out a post and I shared it. Dave Bondi went live. I tagged him in it. He went live. And I made sure I screenshotted it, because I know how our media works here. Media gets a call, they change the whole story. So Dave Bondi went live. He said the city of Flint is affected. It's Saturday. Warn your people. It's going to be hard to get to them. Don't use the water. The water is no good. It's all kind of stuff in it. Make sure you boil it. And then about, 12:30, almost 1 o'clock, it was TV 12 had to scroll across the screen. Boil water. And then all of a sudden, everything changed. Dave Bondi put up their update. City of Flint not included. Everybody else is included but the city of Flint. And then so Chia Morgan, she had made a post asking why. We traumatized from this water. And I thought it was so crazy that the city of Flint tracked her down on her page and told her, we didn't warn everybody because we wanted to make sure we had all the facts first before we let y'all know. And Chia said, well, how dare you take away an advisory? Well, I'm just paraphrasing because I don't know. You go on Chia Morgan page if you want to see. And Chia said, how dare you tell us about it after the fact? We didn't even know about it. People that been up, bathing, brushing,
drinking the water, and you're right. And that's what I said. People on Saturday, a lot of folks go to breakfast in Flint, whatever, and they had drank the water. I don't drink the water, so I get bottled water. Mm-hmm. And so it ended, according to what I read from Detroit News, it ended at 3:45 p.m. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about from 5 a.m.
to 3:45.
To 3:45. That's when they said, hey, the water's okay to drink.
Right. And see, what worries me is not the part about, we caught it just in time and we switched right over. And for me talking to different water people, it's not going to just clicking on a button and then everything is cute. You got to have time. It's a process. And so it worries me about, did they just find it that day? Did somebody just stumble up on it? Or was it an alert? I don't know the backstory, but how long was that water flowing into our system before 5:30 a.m.? That's when they discovered it. But we don't know how long before.
And the old folks used to tell you, you have to flush your body. Your body. Remember?
Yes.
That old water, the new, quote, water that y'all drink had to flush all that old water out. Mm-hmm. And like you said, it's a process. You just don't flip a button and it happens. Mm-hmm. So if you got some questions, you can put them on live on Facebook, on my Facebook page, or 810 News Media Group. If you have some questions. And the sad thing, no elected official.
Nope.
In the administration from Neely's office, his appointees warned the residents of the city of Flint.
They couldn't.
Oh, You couldn't because
we got Back to the Bricks this weekend. We got people coming in for that. We got the crib race coming up. We got the, and every day when everybody stay at the Hilton Hotel. So we can't have that water cloud over Flint. They trying to say we in recovery. But you should see the line on Monday mornings up at Bethel. It wraps around the church going down Ballinger Highway.
Well, you know what? Then go up there on Davidson Road at the church. And the lines is wrapped around. Then go to Dort Highway, the Greater Holy Temples on Thursday.
Heard about that. I heard it's miles.
It's miles. If the water is so good. But guess what now, Winters? We getting folk from those other areas come to Flint and getting our bottled water.
Yes, sir.
So that's update. And now let's talk about the Flint Board of Education.
Ooh.
They have new elected officers.
Man, did you see that the other night?
I was there.
Woo! Let's talk about it.
I was there. See, the people are sick and tired of politicians being abusing us.
Yeah.
And guess what? The people were there, and they demanded that the old President Joyce McNeil be removed. Laura McIntyre, who was a treasurer, be removed.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's a 7-member board.
Yep.
And they voted.
Four was the majority.
You
gonna name them? You want me to name?
You name them.
Okay. It was Pastor Gilbert. It was Danielle Green, because she showed up, shocked them. And it was Carol McIntosh and Chris Del Moroni. That was the 4. And then the other 3 that voted against it was Laura McIntyre. Is she a doctor? Joyce McNeil? I'm just gonna say Joyce McNeil. We ain't gotta get on that because the truth is gonna make her feel later on. And then Linda Booz.
Right.
Linda Booz.
Absolutely.
And I like Linda Booz.
I like her too.
I like her.
And I talk with her.
Yeah.
And let me say this. Winters.
Yes, sir.
The new president is Carol
McIntosh.
She's the new president.
Yeah.
The treasurer,
Danielle Green.
Yep. The vice president,
Chris Del Moroni.
And Linda Booz, she remained as the secretary.
Okay. I didn't know she had a position.
Yeah, she's the secretary of the board.
Okay.
So that's what happens when the people get sick and tired
of being sick and tired.
Fannie Lou Haman.
Yeah.
We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's the same thing will happen at council. The people are sick and tired of being mistreated, and there's going to be some removals from that Flint City Council. The people are sick and tired of the mayor lying to them, lying to us, giving misinformation.
Yeah. But he say we the ones giving out misinformation.
Absolutely.
But I guess it is misinformation when he don't want you to know about it.
So, we want to hear from our Facebook friends, and you can, if you got a question, go ahead, Amit.
The first one, Dr. Wilson said the low pressure was discovered around 2:40 a.m. at Gleewood, GLWA.
And see, that's another thing. I thank Art for bringing that up, because Art be knowing about that water. Now, he said the pressure was discovered at 2:30, but I remember Mike Brown on TV 12. He was reading from a beautiful script. He said there was no pressure drop in the Flint water system. And then he came back and he said something about we noticed the pressure drop. So which one was it? Which one was it? Which lie we supposed to leave? Was it pressure drop? Did you discover a pressure drop?
Well, Art is the water king, if you allow me to use that, and he does all that research. I'm going to take his word for it. I'm going to take his word for it. As you said, they don't want Flint, the Crim, back to the bricks, and the Art, that's all is to know that Flint still got bad water.
Yes.
And see, it still has bad water. Go ahead.
And see, the thing about the water is, they get on Art about the water, but Art has been following this water from day one. And I'm again probably gonna get attacked all week. But Art told Mayor Neely when we was at a dinner on Davidson Road, I forgot the name of that restaurant, Latinas, or maybe it was Italian, whatever served that pizza. He told him sitting there, and he looked him dead in his face. He said, "Man, let me tell you, if you don't help change this water, if you don't do right by this water, I'm gonna come after you again." And he said, no, brother. I got you. I'm gonna do right with this water. I'm gonna do right for this water. And he didn't. And Art held his word. So now they gotta attack Art. But Art told him. And it was a lot of people there that heard Art tell him that. I want you to fix. That's all Art wanted him to do was fix the water. And people championed for Art to go out and get the water samples because I don't think we collected all our water samples on time yet.
I don't think, absolutely.
They said, give him a little truck, a little vest or something and go. He said, I don't need nothing. I just go get the samples. And they wouldn't let him do it.
Listen, Winters, and residents, we're under a mandate court order from the lawsuit that the concerned pastors have filed about line replacement. Mm-hmm. You know, all the lines have not been replaced in the city of Flint. And by the end of September, hear me.
Yes.
If those lines are not replaced, city of Flint residents, we're in trouble.
But when was the last time the lines were replaced?
They were replaced under former mayor
Weaver,
Dr. Karen Weaver.
In what year? 2019 was the last time a water pipe was picked up. And I seen Art just posted someone else was found with Legionnaires at their home last week. This is the second person who's caught it at home. So that stuff coming through the water.
Absolutely. And now they're in a hurry. You know, now they're in a hurry to fix the pipes.
And the shutoff notices. Terrence O'Seals. Hey, Terrence, he said he got a shutoff notice this week. They cutting off his portion of the poison water. Well, Terrence, we know why they cutting off your water. You big dummy.
Listen, they're turning off water. They talk about a $300 is it credit? Well, I don't know what it is.
That ain't nothing.
But if you got a $1,500, $1,000 water bill, and say they give you the $300 toward your water bill, you got a $700 balance, they still gonna cut your water off.
Yep, they will not use it towards the payment. They want it to go on the back end. And I guess for that money, to draw interest, I'm not sure how the money works, but it's got to be a reason that they don't want to apply that $300 to the payment and save the people. They claim they want to save the people, but it's not happening.
Well, let me say this. The Flint, although it's nonpartisan, the Flint City Council has 3 known Republicans.
Who was that?
Herkenroder from the 7th.
Okay.
See, they wasn't satisfied with Monica Galloway, so they got rid of her and put in Herkenroder. You black folk did that. Then you go to the 4th ward. What's Judy Priestley?
But she been talking with a little sense lately. Now I'm gonna give her a little.
Well, yeah, she may have. Yeah, she may have been lately, but she is on the board of the Republican Party, Genesee County. And then you got, what's the man they gave the $8 million Miller Road man?
Dennis Pfeiffer.
And you wonder why. And then you have some enablers. Mm-hmm. Quincy Murphy, he's an enabler.
That's your council person.
No, I'm in the 2nd ward now. They kicked me out of the 3rd ward and put me in Liddell Lewis ward. I don't think so. You got me and Art Woodson over there. I don't know if she's going to have a good hair day or not. You know, because I don't play. You know, so that's where they are. That's what's happening. And important election is coming up in November.
We got to get out.
We got to get out here and vote. And we got to vote for Dr. Weaver, Karen Weaver. Yeah. Vote for Mary Hood.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm gonna tell you about them board members. I'm gonna have to vet them because some of them, the old folks you say is crazy as a road lizard.
Sure is.
And I'm not voting for them.
Right.
So that's where we are.
We got to get together and see who we're going to vote for that school board.
Well, my heart is going to be fixed and my mind is made up about the mayor's race.
Well, yeah. Dr. Karen Weaver.
But once you remember, all politics is local first.
Right.
And you clean your own house.
Right.
Before you go sweeping around somebody else's house.
Absolutely.
The city of Flint house need to be clean. Mm-hmm. I don't care what no one says. And that's why I'm voting for Weaver. We got any more questions coming in? We got a few. Go ahead.
The rest of Nestor said, so did I. So when I paid mine, I was $1.86 short. $1.86 short. Short and was told if I didn't bring it down, I would be shut off. I would get shut off.
And that's the truth. And please pay it. They shut off my friend for $2. And then she went back down there and she paid it. She paid it that same day because she has children in the house. And they told her it would be a 14-day wait before she could get her water cut back on.
And not even, it's a connect fee.
Yeah.
They don't just run out there and connect it. Yeah. They make you be at home and then you have to pay a reconnect fee.
For poison water.
For poison water you can't drink. Any more questions, Mick?
That's cold.
We got that $300 going to council Monday.
Kevin Tate said if the line's not fixed by September, the people of Flint need to file a lawsuit against the city and the mayor and his administration. It's a court order, so they open the door for lawsuits.
Absolutely. The court ordered. It's court ordered. It ain't governor ordered. The court ordered it. They're the police. I wonder how they can get down Court Street and we couldn't get down Court Street. Well, they the police. That's why.
Yes, they the police.
They the police. But anyway, it's a court order. They said by the end of the day of September, if those lines are not replaced, let me say this. We've got the money from Michigan that we have to use.
Right.
If it ain't done, we in trouble.
They got to give it back, though. I heard allegedly, I like to use that word allegedly, that if this money is not spent from the wind fund,
right,
they will have to get it back and possibly take out a loan on behalf of the citizens of Flint, and you all will have to pay that money back, causing your taxes and everything to go up higher.
I got one question for you.
Go ahead.
Okay, Arthur said, why hasn't EV went after the EPA to pay us?
I don't know. That's a good question,
because that's not the people he's supposed to go after.
Brother Terrence said, why we ain't boycott back to the bricks?
That's another good point. See, if they know we're going to disrupt the Krim, let them know that these folk going to walk and they're going to cross the street in front of the Krim.
Oh, they're going to have...
You're going to have an issue. But anyway, thank you all for listening. You can continue to follow us live on Facebook. Remember, your vote is important, and you need to take your souls to the poll and vote. You need to get your absentee ballot and vote. You need to hold the Flint City Clerk accountable and the Genesee County Clerk's Office accountable. Voting is very important to me and to you and to the residents of the city of Flint that do vote. Yes. And we'll continue this on Facebook Live.
Okay, I just say bye real quick before we off the air.
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to tell everybody bye, and I want to say happy belated birthday to my sister Vicky. And if you're looking for a church tomorrow at 10 a.m., Mount Pisgah Missionary Baptist Church, 6515 Cloud Road, Reverend Wallace Hill III is pastor.
All right, but to let you know that all roads are leading to Harrison Memorial Church of God in Christ, 4317 Lippincott Boulevard, where the pastor Eric C. Bogan, he's the senior pastor, and we don't hold service all day. 11:15, 1 o'clock, we up out of there so you can go. Thank you for listening to the Truth Shall Make You Free broadcast. Continue to follow us on Facebook Live. Thank you, and God bless you. All right, Facebook Live, we're live. And Winters, we talked about a few things. We talked about boil water advisory, what happened and didn't happen. We talked about the Flint Board of Education has new elected officers. Yes. And also What else do we talk about? We didn't talk about crime. Oh, we forgot that. Oh, we forgot about that crime.
Let me tell you, he said crime was down 40% this year. I guess because everybody got killed last year. But if crime is down 40% this year, how did we make number 3 on the crime list? He forgot to tell us that.
Number 3 as the most dangerous city in America.
In America.
We're number 3. On the Weaver, we got off the crime. When she took over, crime was rapid.
Yeah.
But her, with the leadership of former Chief Tim Johnson, we got off the list. You know, now of course Neely lied, and you know he lied, and but it don't, you know, said we were still but we got off the list. Now guess what? We're number 3, and they don't want that image to be out there. Flint, number 3. The most dangerous city in America. Got any questions? Anybody got any questions on Facebook? But we are.
You got one. Oh, you got 2. Okay, Kevin, everyone needs to get ready to file a lawsuit against the city of Flint at the end of September.
Pardon me?
Everybody needs to get ready to file a lawsuit at the end of September.
Because of the piping places.
You know, I think once Mayor Weaver gets back in there, she's going to take care of all of that. But we do need the strategy and quit waiting till the last minute. But I think our main focus should be right now, November the 8th, if I'm not mistaken, that's the right day. The second Tuesday in November, we all need to get out and vote Mayor Weaver. Mayor Weaver has a plan. Have you heard her plan? No. Some of it you have, but she's not going to reveal everything she's going to do because she doesn't want it to be copied right now. I'm tired of the people getting hoodwinked and bamboozled by the renaming of the fire station, which I think was great because that was my idea for him to give Mr. Joe Davis a key to the city. And he took it a little further and renamed the fire station. But quit letting us, throwing us pennies and everybody else getting millions.
Well, you know, and it's like this also. Grilling with whoever. They go up to Burston, put up some tents, give us some hot dogs, and they're doing a great job grilling with whoever. They can buy us for some hot dogs, potato chips, and maybe a drink.
Don't no chicken.
Oh no, they're not no, especially fried chicken.
Yeah.
But that's how cheap we can, you know, they can buy us. They can buy us just that cheap.
Here. Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
I'm just saying, you know, they can buy us just that cheap. Buy us, give us a hot dog, a bond,
a couple popsicles, coloring books, fireworks.
But they ain't gonna give us no money.
No, they ain't give me no money.
Y'all forgetting one.
What?
The hustle.
Oh, the hustle. Right, they'll go and hustle. Dancing. Smoke and mirror. Yeah. But they won't give us none of the opera money.
No.
We had the opera money since May of last year. How many months? That's a year and what? About June, July, August. 15 months.
Yep, he held on to it for a whole year. And now he releasing it slowly. But see, the council said in their, after I believe it was the Miller Road project, it could have been something before that. They said that you all said, and I know some of you are watching now, we'll watch later. You all said that you were not going to spend any more money until you have collected all of the applications and reviewed everything. But now we are getting stuff that is being cherry picked from the administration, sent up, and you all are voting for it and passing it while the residents are being left behind. $300 if y'all vote on that Monday and it's not going towards a credit, shame on you. When each of you have people in your wards that need their money in that pocket. And I don't want to hear number 9 say, I've talked to all of my residents and they're happy with it. When you, the Regencies is in your area, is in the 9th ward. You haven't talked to them. So quit saying you talk to all your residents. And that's making me mad because Black people are getting left behind.
Well, that's what they say. Well, I talk to my resident. I've been in the third ward for 34, going up 40 years. They ain't never called and talked to me. And I was an advocate, an activist. So that's just a spin job. Mm-hmm. A spin job. And, like I said, if we're satisfied, if you're satisfied with the way you're living, your quality of life, then what can I say? We don't challenge our elected officials anymore.
No, we don't.
They do whatever they want until election time.
Right.
Now, when election time, they'll come and show up, grilling with the governor.
Right. And she been here every day.
The state rep, whoever.
Right.
Grilling.
It was so funny because I was talking to Dr. Weaver, it was probably about a couple weeks ago, and I said, I remember when you ran the last time and Governor Whitmer was here almost every day. I said, it was like she had your face painted on the bus. And you know what Dr. Weaver said? She did have my face painted on her bus. And I was just floored. But it shows you politics. It shows you how people move because of the money. And that's why I'm here. People say, why are you doing it? You could be doing this. You could be doing something else, because Flint residents are getting hoodwinked and bamboozled. Y'all don't know. City council is a show. They know how they going to vote before they get out there. They done had meetings and talked to everybody they were supposed to talk to. And when they get out there, it's a show.
Well, and because you was down at City Hall.
Yep.
Under the
leadership.
Neely administration.
Yes, I was.
I'm just saying, the way their mode of operation. Yeah. That you know how they act, yes. What they do.
Yes, they make sure they got their votes before they go on the floor.
They're gonna have 5 votes.
Yep.
And I want to say this: what happened to Councilman Mays in court on yesterday with the judge's ruling is appalling.
It is.
They ruled that the city council does not elect its president, but the president should be elected by the people of the city of Flint.
Yeah, they said it wasn't an elected position.
It was not an elected position. But they didn't say that when Judge Fair, Judge Fair.
Oh, yeah.
When he put Kate Fields back in her elected position in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
As president of the council.
Yes, he did. 2 weeks.
Well, Judge Bell is black. Fair is white. And black folk, we just hard on black folk.
That's a shame. I mean, and they stalling. If you can't see it, they stalling until November. To
the council election.
Until they vote again for president. That's all they
That's
doing.
all.
They didn't want Mays out there to be president. And see, the main reason that the residents, you all have to understand, is that the president sets the council agenda.
Right.
If Mays put on there, we want to talk about these ARPA funds and the lack thereof that is being passed out to the residents, they didn't want that on there.
No.
They don't want to talk about the money. They want to spend the money how they want to spend the money. So in order to spend the money and cherry picking their projects that they want to do, therefore, they need Mays out the way. Mays goes off. I know he is not he go off. We just know how Mays is. Does that give him an excuse? No, I'm not giving Mays an excuse.
Not at all.
But some of the things that Mays talk about, you got to read between the lines. He do know a little bit of what he be talking about. And this is all a big money game with the ARPA funds. Mayor Neely is using the ARPA funds for his campaign. That's why he could have gave y'all $300 last May, last June, last July, last August, and last September, all the way up into this month. But he waited. He waited to give y'all $300 this year, right before he ran for mayor. Y'all gotta pay attention, residents. But your property taxes is steady going up.
Absolutely.
The property taxes going up?
Yes, ma'am. And one reason, we love voting for millages in the city of Flint.
Yeah.
Help me to make sense with that. We love raising our property taxes. Mm-hmm. And you go to these influential suburbs, No, we raise our property taxes. No.
No, and they will show up at their meetings.
Will they show up to meetings?
They will show up out there in Grand Blanc. They have them at the park. They show up they'll have them at the police station, and they show up and it be packed. And we can't get 20 people to come down to City Hall and talk about the brown water. We can't get people here in Flint to get motivated by nothing. 80,000 registered voters, and we keep saying year after year, people won't come out to vote. I know they're sick of the foolishness, but you got to get somebody in there that's going to look out for your best interest. Don't forget, you are African American. Have you seen your life change since 2019 for the better or for the worse? And some of y'all say, well, you don't care because it's not going to affect you anyway. Well, it's those of us that it is affecting.
Well, it'll affect your grandchildren.
It's right. I seen somebody post the other day. A legacy. I can't leave my a legacy of my parents, no, my children apartment. You can't leave no apartment behind for your children. There's nothing here in Flint that's keeping us sustained to where we have something to pass down from generation to generation.
And that's why house ownership is very important to me. You know, that's very important to me. Right. Like you said, if I should pass, I can leave my homes, my properties to my son.
Right.
You know, that's what the Bible said, a wise man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children's children.
Right.
That's 3 generations.
Right.
And you know what the other folk do?
They leave it.
They leave an inheritance.
Yep. Money for them to start their
businesses.
Yep.
And my mama used to say, boy, don't eat up where you're going.
That's true.
See, you have to keep the seed, some seed, that's what the farmer does, and put it back in the ground so you can have a harvest. But if you eat all the seed up, you won't have no harvest.
Yeah. And that's a shame. It's a shame that I look at the condition of our city and you see people out there just so happy and smiling, eating a sandwich and a piece of pizza, but they go back home to the same conditions. And you got to realize that the conditions that we're living in, this is not how we're supposed to be living in the city of Flint with majority Black residents.
Absolutely. And you know, we talked about ARPA funds. You know, the Board of Education, I think they have more ARPA funds. I could be wrong. Art is here.
They got 134 million, and the city of Flint got 99 million.
Oh, so that's why it was so.
Okay. Art, you want to join us right quick?
Come on, Art.
Come on, Art. Art, he's here, and he's the Water King. Okay, Art.
Hello, everyone.
Tell us about opera.
The Board of Education, theirs not called ARPA. Theirs is called ESSER funds. Mm-hmm. And they got $134 million for the school. And they can't be used to build new schools. It can only be used to refurbish or renovate old buildings.
When did they get that money? Art?
They started getting it like back in 2020.
So the kids should have air. 2021, right?
They have air. Okay. They have air.
Okay, good.
I think it's like one school that doesn't have it, and I think it's DTM that doesn't have air. But all the rest of the schools, Johnson Control has put air in those buildings.
That's good.
The problem that we had was Laura McIntyre and Joyce McNeil.
Now, who's Laura McIntyre?
Laura McIntyre is the treasurer. Was the treasurer, correct. Thank you. And what happened, she went after Anita Stewart first. Mm-hmm. Then she went after the CFO, Don Prey.
Yep.
Then she went after Georgina, who was the HR intern director. Then she went after Vera Perry, who was on the board education.
Yep, she resigned.
Right.
Yeah.
Then she went after Dr. Danielle Green. Mm-hmm. Then she filed a complaint to get Carol McIntosh arrested.
Do you see a pattern here?
I see.
Then she
Okay.
went after
Sharice Lee.
Sharice Lee.
Yeah.
Then
Attorney.
Black
Sharice Lee.
attorney.
Yeah.
Sharice Lee, go ahead.
Now she's after HR Director Galloway.
Oh, man.
And then she filed a fake PPO order on me.
Yeah.
When she got mad with Dr. Green, when Dr. Green told her to speak to the African American women that's coming in front of her at the board meetings, she got mad at her because of that. Because she said, speak to them like you speak to the people who looks like you.
Right, absolutely.
So what happened, Dr. Green was trying to sell the vacant properties.
Mm-hmm.
And also at the same time, when you're telling people that you're going to close down schools, she wanted to open up new schools. And she wanted to tell them, hey, we're going to be closing down schools, but we're opening up new schools at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that we were all fighting for new schools.
Right.
Well, Joyce McNeil and Laura McIntyre, in order for them to get the plans and the grants and all that, they had to have a strategic plan by law. Laura McIntyre blocked and tabled the strategic plan. And that's why her and Dr. Green was going back and forth discussing that in that meeting.
Okay.
Because she was always blocking when it came to Mott, because Mott wanted to give over $200 million.
But see, she don't have anything vested in the community because
Oh,
I heard her say her
go
children
to Grand Bank.
Lake Fenton. Lake Fenton.
Okay.
So that was the thing that I was saying. If you are so much against Mott, why Mott gives to Lake Fenton is 95% white.
Mm-hmm.
All the things that she talks about and that she's mad about, her kids are over there taking in all that she talks about, and they're going to be programmed just like the people that she talks about.
Right.
So why aren't you mad at Lake Fenton, and why are you putting your kids in Lake Fenton but blocking these same people who's building schools and everything over in Lake Fenton? You're blocking them from doing it over here in the city of Flint.
Well, let me say this, that I was at a board meeting on the other day, and some great things happened. One thing, this new board agreed to pay attorney Sharice Lee,
Right.
her back pay.
Correct.
That's a good thing.
That's a good
She
thing.
had been paid since when?
April.
April of last year.
Oh, of last year?
Of last year.
21?
No.
Of this year.
April of this year.
Right.
Right. She
This
said
year.
ever since Dr. Joyce took
Took over.
over,
As
she had been
president,
paid.
She doesn't have a doctorate.
That's why
So
I said I had to let's straighten
Hey,
that out.
so on that note, right? Superintendent Jones signed every invoice for her to get paid.
approved it.
He approved it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who he had working for him and for the board was Monica Elson, which is the executive assistant, who works hand in hand with Joyce McNeil and Laura McIntyre.
Okay.
The reason why Ms. Stewart has a lawsuit right now against the school district is because of Laura McIntyre, and Tom Papps called her a racist. So they have a racial discrimination lawsuit going on, which Monica Elson and Laura McIntyre are the main two culprits in this lawsuit. Now, let's fast forward. Monica Elson retired June the 30th. In order to be able to come back as a consultant, you have to be out for 30 days.
Right.
So Monica Elson made her own paperwork where she was supposed, her paperwork as far as getting paid for her PTO days.
Oh, and they was gonna pay her $61,000.
No, not they was going to. They did.
Oh,
wow.
And what happened? So I'm telling y'all, man, it's a lot to this, right? So it's called the Congress, and they go by this, right? She was supposed to only get paid $50 a day
I heard
for her
that.
PTO, right? She in turn filled it out to where she get paid her full salary. So she was supposed to only get paid $6,100. She got paid $61,000. Joyce McNeil and Laura McIntyre and Monica Elson hid it and brought it in at the end of the meeting. That's why you heard Pastor Gilbert say when he got home and people started, teachers and everybody started texting him, he felt like he was abused because he was used to vote this in. Yeah. He said this, not me, not you, not Deacon Dumas. He said it himself.
I was there when he said it.
And you was there. And what happened after that, August the 1st, they tried to slip in a consulting contract for the same individual, paying her $150 an hour if she works for the board, $200 an hour as a consultant if she works for the administration, right?
She getting paid more than
guess what she was going to get it for?
What?
She was going to get it for work that she did not do while she was hired on as the board. Joyce McNeil was paying her back for all the corrupt stuff that she had did. Now she works over at Community Foundation. It's mighty funny how all these people that does things against the people here in the city of Flint go to these big time organizations, and after they retire, and they go to these organizations that pay them and they get a job there after retiring. Mm-hmm. Monica Elson is the backbone because she knew how everything worked, and she kept up all the confusion and all this, everything that happened.
All right, I got a question. Down in Detroit, any other municipality, the feds come in.
Sure do.
Why hasn't the feds come, in your opinion, into the city of Flint, whether it be the Board of Education or the city of Flint?
You know, that's,
and you can weigh in.
That's the sad part, because you have, and this is what I tell African Americans who get in position, right? If we don't break the system down, we just going through the formalities, we just going through the motions, right? They have people in place that will block everything. How is it that here in Genesee County, we do something, they don't do anything to us, but Macomb, Detroit, and all these other places, they really get after them and do something about it. Genesee County, I say, is full of snitches. Oh. And they wear wires. Prime example, Jeff Wright. Jeff Wright wore a wire on Sam Riddle for the KWA.
Jeff Wright is the drain commissioner.
Genesee County drain commissioner.
Oh, I'm learning something.
And he did some stuff with property, and you don't just go out and say, hey, I'm going to wear a wire on these individuals. So he tried to wear a wire on Sam Riddle and go down to Detroit and get Sam Riddle to get the council to vote and give Genesee County part of their permit to be able to take water from Lake Huron.
Right.
So he gave him money to do that, and Sam Riddle will tell you. He said that I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. I knew that Jeff Wright was trying to set me up. And during that KWA, that's what happened. You got these type of people, DeAugustini. DeAugustini was under investigation. Candace Miller over in Fraser, they had a 75-mile sinkhole that DeAugustini, who put our pipeline in, they were under investigation with
I'm glad you said something about the investigation. We're not cutting you off.
No, I'm letting you go ahead.
Did I read again that Lockhart Chemicals had another spill?
Yes, you did. And back in June, we had a drone that went over Outfall 1. Outfall 1 is right down there by, it's several hundred feet from the Flint water intake. Okay. They have been getting violated since 2009.
And this coming into our Flint water system.
It's going into the Flint River. Okay. And while we was on Flint River, everything that you seeing now, 1,2 dioxin, arsenic, vinyl chloride, PFAS, nickel, manganese, all that was going into our distribution system back then. Mayor Sheldon Neely, and this is your podcast, so I can't call him Nickelbag on your podcast.
Right. No, you can't.
So what happened, right? He gave a cease and desist when the toxin spill. It's not an oil spill; it's a toxin spill, right? Okay. He gave a cease and desist where they had to stop operations, right? Until they come up with a plan to show that their containment, their secondary containment and everything was well taken care of. Well, on this particular day, we had a drone over Alpha 1, and this white substance, which is barium, was coming out. Wow. We went to Eagle. Her name is Cherry. We said, hey, there's some stuff coming out of Alpha 1. They said, oh, no, it rained and everything else. It never rained. They thought it was going to rain, but it never rained. And it came past the booms and everything else. This was June 25th of this year. August the 16th, they just got a violation, another violation letter saying that y'all was operating and you wasn't supposed to. Instead of saying we finding you, we're going to shut you down, whatever the case may be. Oh, y'all have until August the 26th and September the 12th. Y'all have all these dates to do what y'all been doing before. So I spoke to EPA last night, and I told them, I said, listen, y'all were able to shut down that chemical plant up in Detroit for the green ooze.
And that's what I was saying. Now listen, Flint, you just talked about everything that happened in Flint, right? Flint, black folks, I'm just going to keep it real. But when they had a spill in Ann Arbor, that council, they all came together. And what did they do, Art? They shut it down. They shut that chemical plant down. They didn't give them no chances. Shut it down immediately.
The problem that we have, and this is, I know
y'all wrapping it up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all have to get off. The problem here is that Mayor Neely is endorsed by Governor Whitmer.
Right.
They want everything to go away. And just like Governor Whitmer over in Benton Harbor, she ran on helping Benton Harbor, and she never called a state of emergency for Benton Harbor in 3 years. But when Gleewa water main broke last week,
yep,
it didn't take her but 2 hours to call a state of emergency because it was Macomb County,
Auburn,
Oakland County,
yep,
St. Clair County. Oh, yeah. All these are white counties, but poor and black, she won't look for. She won't help.
But she need the black vote.
She need the black vote. And that's what we keep on messing up at. Instead of us just giving people our vote, we have to hold them accountable and make sure that they do everything prior to that election. And we should not vote for Mayor Neely because Mayor Neely does not care, and he will sacrifice the people here in the city of Flint to promote his own self.
Well, you've been listening to The Truth Shall Make You Free. And this is our Facebook, and we want to invite you to tune in next week on Flint's premier gospel radio station, 1420. And I'm pretty sure. And also want to thank A10 News Media Group, Mickey Jordan. And if you need Mickey Jordan to do your services, paid, P-A, can y'all say paid?
Paid.
Go to A10 News Media Group at gmail.com. A10 News Media Group at gmail.com. And I want to thank Wintis for being my guest host today, and for Art just coming in. Hostile taking over my show. Hostile taking over.
He said his show. I said our show.
It's no I in team. All right, then. So when the bill come up, I'm gonna go to our show, man.
That's your show, then.
And then it's gonna be my show.
It's your show.
Well, okay, but thank you all. And next week we're gonna find out what's happening again. I'm pretty sure something's gonna happen.
Every day.
And y'all go down to the back to the bricks. I guess that's what they want y'all to do. But don't clown. Don't act a fool down there. Because I done seen about 8 or 9 state police ride down Court Street.
I'm going home.
Man, I ain't got time for entertainment, man.
I'm going.
Too much stuff. I'm getting
absolutely and help get Weaver in and campaign and stuff.
And then I got to check on the Legionnaires. Ballinger Road. Let me tell y'all something, man. Be careful. Ballinger Road, from Clio all the way up to Beecher Road. That is the hot spot of our distribution system. You have Legionnaires just found again in somebody's home. When we was on the water crisis first happened, I took CDC, EPA, and ATSDR over to 2 people's houses where they lived across the street from one another, and the valve was stuck, and it was a dead end, and both of them had Legionnaires.
All right, Brother Woodson.
All right,
All right.
Okay, all right.
Thank you all. Thank you, Brother Mickey. Y'all tune in next week.